Welcome back, everybody. I obviously have not been on YouTube for quite a while, and there's a reason for that. I've been posting about it a little bit on my various other social medias, but haven't gone into detail. And again, there's a reason for that. I want to sort of clear everything up today of what's been going on behind the scenes, not just for me, but for several other folks who do similar content to what I do, and then what I've been told by YouTube and what I expect going forward. So long story short, in the beginning of January, I received a channel strike, which got my channel suspended for a week for inserting a magazine into a CZ Scorpion. That video was deleted by YouTube, as well as several others that were deleted by YouTube as part of one community strike. So I made a video addressing that about 2 weeks ago. And right after I published that video, I mean like within minutes of publishing that video, I got my second channel strike, which meant I was suspended from YouTube for 2 weeks. And then additionally, if I got another strike, my channel would have been completely deleted. And anybody who's been following social media of various other content creators knows that I am not the only one. Like I said in my original video on the suspension 2 weeks ago, I do have a representative at YouTube. And throughout my time running the channel, that has not always been the case. In theory, you're supposed to get one when you have 100,000 subscribers, but that's not always the case. Anyway, I do have one now, as well as several other gun content creators on YouTube also have. And I talked with those guys offline, just texting, and I'm not going to mention who they are because what I'm about to tell you, the story I'm about to tell you, isn't public that I know of. A lot of it happened sort of behind the scenes, and I'm going to tell you everything I can tell you, but I don't want to out people, if you will, who don't want to be outed. So basically, we were talking about how to fix this. Those of us who have YouTube reps, and we all had different YouTube reps, which was very helpful in this. And some of the folks in the discussion were outdoor type channels, not so much gun channels like outdoor vloggers, things like that. And we were all together talking with our reps who agreed, our different reps agreed to get with the content moderation team at YouTube, which from what I understand in the conversations that we had is in San Francisco. And so basically we were telling folks what was happening, our reps, why the strikes that we were getting shouldn't be strikes. Because if you actually read the community guidelines on YouTube, everything I did didn't warrant a strike in any way. So my first strike again was for inserting a D50 into a CZ Scorpion. My second strike, which we'll get into here in just a second, the weirdness of it, was for attaching a Surefire suppressor to a rifle. And so right after my first strike, basically my rep at YouTube immediately went to the content moderation folks at YouTube and said, hey, what do we have to do to stop getting more strikes and prevent this channel from being deleted? Because as of when I got my first strike, I had over 1,600 videos, and 1,500 of them were either inserting a magazine or attaching a silencer. And so my rep said, hey, just go through and blur out any time that you're inserting a magazine of 30 rounds or greater, or anytime you're attaching a silencer, even though, again, those two things in no way violate YouTube's community guidelines. So in order to not get my channel deleted and not lose almost 800,000 subscribers, I kind of identified my most likely to get a strike videos, if you will, and prioritize those, because editing with YouTube's blur tool with our poor internet in Florida, it takes like an hour to edit a video like that. So obviously having 1,500 videos, that's a lot of time, right? So I sort of had to prioritize it. So the Surefire video was one that I realized, because of the previous strikes for attaching silencers, might get a strike. So I went through and blurred it just like I was told by the folks at YouTube. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I was immediately hit with a strike for it. Even though I blurred the actual attachment, you guys should be able to see that here on your screen. And again, that spurred other folks who had their channels deleted. There were some folks that have millions and millions of followers and subscribers who were on 2 strikes just like me, 1 strike away from getting their entire channel deleted. So what I did was go through and kind of, again, triage my 1,500 videos, and about 300 of the videos that I identified as most likely to get my 3rd strike and channel deleted, I deleted them. So they are not my channel anymore. That was my choice. YouTube didn't tell me to do that. It was simply because we were hemorrhaging strikes, I guess you could say, very, very quickly. But again, after that strike happened and I appealed it, I appealed it to my YouTube rep, obviously through YouTube internal, and then to the YouTube community guidelines folks who actually do this, like the real people who do the community guidelines moderation in San Francisco. And again, like I mentioned, myself and several other YouTubers, as well as our reps, all got together to talk to the content moderation team and kind of explain why these things are not violative in any way. And you have to remember, these people are in San Francisco, so they're Americans, so at least they understand that guns are legal, unlike a lot of the people who review YouTube videos. But they don't understand the intricacies of a homemade suppressor or a standard capacity 50 round mag. This just things that they don't understand. So after that, after the second strike, once the appeal started and it went all the way up to the community guidelines team, my rep basically asked me not to say anything about why I got my second strike, because basically I was told in good faith that there was a good chance if we worked together that we could solve this. So again, good faith negotiations. I didn't say why, but that is why. And again, once we pooled our efforts, other YouTubers, they may be down below in the comments telling you who they are. Again, I don't want to out them. Basically pooled our efforts and then also urged our followers on various social media to contact their representatives about this type of censorship. All of those things came together, and several members of the House also were in meetings with the content team at YouTube, which is good. So I appreciate those folks who did that over in Congress. And all of us working together, we basically got the vast majority of the strikes for this type of content removed across YouTube for all types of gun tubers. We got multiple channels back, and it's obviously I'm not suspended anymore, which is good because they ruled in favor of me for that Surefire attachment silencer video. And again, like I said, there's a lot of people who got their channels back yesterday. I've known about this for about 3 days now. And again, I was asked not to say anything until it actually happened and statements were made. Statements have been made. It has actually happened. So I'm making the video now. And I've been told by the folks at YouTube that, again, if you're attaching a factory silencer, inserting a magazine, just like you normally would, and not any type of modification, that it should be good going forward. So that's how we will proceed. You guys will see some of my videos that in the next, I guess, 3 or 4 videos that are already done over on Rumble that will be published here on YouTube. You'll see some weird editing to them, and that is why, because those were edited under what I thought were the old rules. But again, we have new rules in as of yesterday, as of when I'm filming this video. So that is what happened. That is what we're going to do going forward. And that's kind of how it all played out. And I do want to specifically thank all of you who are my followers and other social media gun industry influencers, I guess you could say, who contacted your reps. That definitely helped. And making, cogent, rational arguments as to why these things shouldn't be penalized in a public forum actually helped for once. So I was skeptical of the process when I was first told about it, again, about 2 weeks ago. But I kept my word and they kept their word, and it has all worked out for now, knock on wood. So as of right now, my silencer videos, tests, which of course I have a B&K meter, invested a lot of money to be able to do those reviews, are going to be, I'm kind of going to wait a little bit and kind of see how that plays out before I start throwing them up. But assuming nothing happens on YouTube to other folks and myself, those videos will start to come back here in a couple weeks, hopefully, because I have several of them that are done. 5 or 6 of them are completely done. They just need editing. So anyway, that is the plan going forward. The plan going forward is nothing should have changed like it did during January. But again, I was suspended for virtually all of January and now have a content backlog, which is good for y'all because you're going to see a bunch of videos. But there is that. That's the update. If you guys have any questions, you can post them down below in the comment section. Definitely follow me over at my various social media sites because that is what enabled all of this to happen. You guys following me at the various sites and then taking action. So again, I do appreciate that. I have new Instagrams, new Facebooks because they deleted all my old stuff. And so definitely check me out over there. Additionally, a lot of you guys who have signed up for my emails, both the monthly one, which is here on your screen, as well as my daily deals emails, have been getting notified literally daily about what has been going on behind the scenes. So if you guys are interested in that going forward, again, it's one of the few ways that I can reach you guys without having to deal with a social media giant. So I recommend you sign up for both of those emails with a non-Gmail account. Gmail emails for both of my emails that I send out tend to get blocked. Gmail doesn't like me communicating with you guys. So that's it. That's the update. It's kind of crazy. It's been a weird 2 weeks for sure for me. I tend to like to tell all of you guys everything. And again, I kind of held back on you, but now you know why. And I'm guessing other folks in the industry will tell you who they are and out themselves, but there was a group of us definitely working behind the scenes with the congressman and the folks at YouTube to make all of this happen. So it worked out for now, knock on wood. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you all. I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video.